Hey guys, it's Matthew here from HearingTracker, keeping you up to date with all new hearing aid technology. Today I'll be covering the brand new Phonak Paradise custom range and Phonak's most recent updates. If you're keen on keeping up to date with the latest news in the hearing technology world, then make sure that you subscribe to this channel and press that grey notifications bell to be updated every time we release a new video. So initially, we saw the release of the receiver-in-the-canal and behind-the-ear styles, known respectively as the Audeos and Naídas. However, they're not on the menu for today's video. Today, I'm specifically covering the Virto range, which in Phonak's terminology is any custom-made hearing aid. If, however, you are interested in the receiver-in-the-canal Paradise hearing aids, then there is a whole other detailed video covering it, which I'll link in the description to today's video. The Phonak Paradise Virto supersedes the Phonak Marvel hearing aids, which were released back in 2018. The Marvel itself was a big step up in terms of technology for Phonak, as it was their first real step into the world of binaural Bluetooth-connected hearing aids. And yes, they had their flaws, but I'm happy to say that Phonak have done a ton in terms of overcoming some of those issues with the Paradise range. The new range doesn't look any different in shape and size to the Marvel hearing aid at all, and they're available in various sizes ranging from their invisible hearing aids, which are the Titanium and 10 NWO, to their 312 NWO, and finally the 312, with the number in the model representing the battery size, NW standing for non-wireless, and O meaning omnidirectional microphones. Phonak haven't released a rechargeable version just yet, which is surprising as a few of Phonak's rivals are producing rechargeable custom-made hearing aids, such as the new Starkey Evolve AI and the Signia Charging Go. And between you and I, there are no rumors of them developing one either. One really cool difference between the colored hearing aids that you can see here and the titanium model is that the colored ones are made from acrylic, which has been common practice with hearing aids for years now. The titaniums, however, are not just titanium by name. The outer shell of these hearing aids is actually made from the metal itself, and one of the main properties of titanium is that it is incredibly strong. In fact, Phonak boasts that these hearing aids are 15 times stronger than its acrylic counterpart. This particular way of manufacturing hearing aids is beneficial for two main reasons. Firstly, they're a lot hardier and less likely to get damaged through being dropped or trodden on. And secondly, it allows the hearing aids to be made smaller because the titanium is so strong that the shells can be made thinner than with acrylic. So when I'm ordering hearing aids and trying to get the smallest, most invisible thing that I can, then titanium is something that I would opt for over the acrylic version. The acrylics come in a range of different colors, and if I were you, I would head over to the Phonak website when you finish watching this video, but not a moment sooner, and check out their configuration tool, which allows you to look through the different style and color combinations. The Virto Paradise comes in 4 different technology levels: Essential, Standard, Advanced, and Premium, with an increase in the number of features and automation that you have access to, the more advanced the hearing aid. The images in front of you now show the fitting ranges for the Paradise Virtos. So whether you have a mild, moderate, severe, or profound hearing loss, the hearing aids can be ordered to suit your degree of hearing loss by ordering the appropriate power level. This does vary depending on the battery power, so if your hearing loss falls within one of these grey areas, then the hearing aid should be suitable for you. They still use the Cerastop filters, which are the same wax guards as the Marvel range and are designed to protect the hearing aids from wax and moisture ingression. They need changing roughly once every 4 to 6 weeks to ensure that your hearing aids are functioning optimally. Now that's the physical side of things covered. Let's take a look at what's under the hood. The new chip is the PRISM range, in which we've seen improvements in a few key areas. Some of these features are only present in the wireless 312 version that I showed you earlier on in this video. So make sure that you do check out the spec sheet again to ensure that you're ordering the right hearing aid model for you. First of all, Bluetooth connectivity. If you're interested in having Bluetooth in your hearing aids, then it needs to be the 312 model that I showed you earlier on. These hearing aids now allow for 8 pairings with Bluetooth devices, which is a huge improvement over the single device that we were able to connect to using the Phonak Marvel. One of the biggest complaints that I had from my Phonak Marvel users was that if they wanted to go from one Bluetooth device to another, say from their mobile phone to a laptop, then they would have to repair every single time they made the switch. This is now a thing of the past, with the new PRISM chip allowing simultaneous pairings of 2 devices with a smooth transition between the 2 of them. Phonak were actually the first manufacturer to release made-for-all Bluetooth technology in their hearing aids, meaning that as their hearing aids use classic Bluetooth, the hearing aids can be paired with any phone that has Bluetooth built into it, whereas other hearing aid manufacturers can only be paired with an Android or iOS device. I would also say that the quality of the streaming for Bluetooth tends to be better than that of other manufacturers too, as there's just more information held in a classic Bluetooth transmission signal versus the low-energy Bluetooth signal used by other hearing aid manufacturers. Now, before I continue, if you're thinking, Matthew, why do I even need Bluetooth in my hearing aids? It's a great question to ask, and I've made a video covering this exact subject, which I'll link in the description to this video. But in summary, it means that you can stream phone calls, music, and the radio or podcasts directly to your ears from whichever device your hearing aid is connected to. So there's now no need for any other intermediate connectivity devices. There's even an app that allows you to manually make adjustments to the settings on your hearing aids if you want to override the automatic settings, which I'll cover in more detail later on in this video. Phonak use bidirectional Bluetooth in their wireless Bluetooth hearing aids, meaning that when you're making a call, not only is the sound from your phone sent directly to your hearing aids for you to hear, which is adjusted to compensate for your hearing loss, but your own voice is cleverly picked up by the microphones on the hearing aids too and sent to the person on the other end of the phone call. This means that technically you can keep your phone in your pocket and you'll be able to have a truly hands-free phone call without the need for any other accessories. Now, I have found that whilst this is great in theory, some of my patients are reporting that the microphones on the hearing aids do pick up a lot of sound around the hearing aid user. So sometimes if phone calls are taken in particularly noisy environments, then it can be challenging for the person on the other end of the phone call to hear the hearing aid user speaking. Phonak call their automatic setting AutoSense, and in Paradise we're now on version 4, which aims to recognize the environment around the hearing aid user and adapt the hearing aid settings accordingly between these different listening situations. Once the environment is recognized by the hearing aids, they then choose from over 200 different setting combinations in order to optimize the setting for that user in that particular situation and give you the best hearing based on your particular environment at that time. The speech enhancer is an adaptive algorithm designed to enhance the peaks of a speech signal in quiet situations, adding an additional 10 decibels of gain when your hearing aids detect that there's no noise around you, aiming to significantly reduce listening effort, particularly when speech is from a distance. This should enhance softer sounds and bring them into your audible range. APD 2.0 is Phonak's new and improved fitting formula, which I'm pleased to say is closer to the traditional NAL NL2, which is really the gold standard in terms of targets that we as audiologists need to match during real-ear measurements during the initial fitting process. Dynamic noise cancellation is a spatial noise cancellation feature that works in combination with a directional beamformer to improve the signal-to-noise ratio in challenging situations for models that have the twin microphones built into them. Each hearing aid manufacturer now has its own app for their Bluetooth-compatible hearing aids, which is worth a video in itself just covering the app's functionality. But to give you a very brief overview, the MyPhonak app is available on both iOS and Android devices and allows the hearing aid user to make adjustments to their hearing aids. For example, adjusting the volume and changing to different programs that your audiologist will set up with you. Not only that, but one reason that I do like Phonak's controls over other manufacturers is because it also allows the users to adjust some more finer details on the hearing aids, such as adjusting the bass, mids and trebles, changing the noise reduction settings and the directionality on the hearing aid microphones, making them more or less focused in terms of picking up sounds from different directions. And also, if you make these adjustments and you like what you've done, you can even save your own custom-made programs and come back to them whenever you find them useful. This is a great tool and gives the user a little bit more independence and control if they wish to manually make changes to the settings on their hearing aids. If, however, you're not one for making changes, don't worry. The hearing aids are designed to be fully automatic and adapt to the environment on their own without you needing to play with the settings on your phone. In fact, I've plenty of people wearing these hearing aids that don't even have a smartphone. And finally, if you have the tinnitus masker enabled, the app also allows you to adjust the tinnitus masking features themselves. And if you're streaming, you're able to change the balance between the sound coming through the microphones on the hearing aids and via your streamer. One great feature that I've really taken advantage of over the last 3 years is their remote care feature, which is done via the MyPhonak app. This allows me to adjust the settings on a hearing aid from the clinic whilst the patient is sat in the comfort of their own home. I personally don't like to make changes remotely too early in the fitting process, as nothing beats having the patient sat in front of me to get those initial settings right. However, it's a really invaluable tool to have. There are a few features that it's not possible to adjust remotely. However, for the most part, it's great to have this backup if the patient can't make it to the clinic. During the process, you can even see your audiologist via a webcam. The only other thing that I'm not keen on with remote adjustments is that the first thing that I would normally do if a patient walks into the clinic is to take a good look in the ear, and I don't have that ability if I'm remotely making changes. So it's an instance where I wouldn't be able to rule out any ear-related issues causing the need for adjustments. Phonak have been great at recognizing where hearing aid technology alone will struggle to overcome certain hearing challenges. And as a result, they have a range of accessories such as the TV connector, their Roger range such as the Roger Select, On and Table mic, and in fact, I put out a recent video covering my top 5 Phonak accessories, which I would definitely recommend checking out for a detailed explanation of where each of those accessories can really make a difference in your life. So, in summary, if you're after a small, invisible, in-the-ear hearing aid, then these are a great option, and I'm glad that Phonak have finally updated their custom range from the marvels. The downside of the cost of having such discretion is that you'd be missing out on some of that incredible wireless functionality that I've spoken about today. I personally think that the wireless functionality is without question worth it. However, based on my experience, while there are some great wireless features crammed into the 312 version in today's video, I still think that the hearing aids look more discreet if you have the receiver-in-the-canal model sitting behind your ear. If you're torn between various models, then it's a good idea to sit down with your audiologist and have a good chat about which would be most suitable for you. So guys, I hope that you found this video useful. If you liked it, please hit like. If you have any questions, then do make sure you drop them in the comments below this video and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. I'll see you in the next video.